Before we get started, I just want to point out some things that might be a bit important to know beforehand, but if you just want to get to the reading, you can skip to the timecode on screen. First and foremost. Secondly, like most of my recent longer videos that weren't my Smash Ultimate mods, all 5 of them, the video you're about to watch was recorded by my friend DrParadigmShift, and I would absolutely love it if you guys give him a follow on Twitch, which you can find the link for that in the description below, alongside my Discord and my recently relaunched Tumblr, because, well, God knows Twitter's not going to be around too much longer. Oh, I'm sorry, X. Third of all, and I need you to pay attention for this one, what you won't find in the description is the original link to the 300 tweets long thread. Mainly because near the end of this, we went to see this guy's other tweets, and from the most recent tweet alone, which I'm happy to say was from July of last year, we all realized that the person who posted this was a, genuine freak. As a result, I've censored all mentions of this guy's name, as well as most of the gross stuff from this. Didn't censor us though, because we're allowed to say things. 4. Even though we said we'd be reading the entire thread, it's more like we're just reading the first 100 posts in it, because oh my god. And last but not least, Para forgot to disable his notification sounds on Discord, and we didn't realize this until much later on, so there's gonna be a lot of pings. Sorry about that. Alright, and now that that's out of the way, God help us all.
So, for those of you playing the home game, my good friend AsuraLani, has paid me over $500 to read the entirety of the HuTao thread.
Plus $2 extra from me.
Right.
Don't forget the $2.
And of course, the $2 from Arlis. That's important. So yeah, we're here, we're queer.
Most of us are.
Most of us are, yeah.
And I
I'm in fear.
And I am in fear of my sanity. Content warning ahead. This is extremely cringe, extremely lewd, very not safe for work,
Grassless behavior,
motherless behavior, fatherless behavior, and a general lack of human contact.
with a hint of moldy socks.
Yes, with a hint of crunchy socks.
And possibly a body pillow that, when dropped, makes a lead pipe sound.
I was very much expecting somebody to just fucking do that.
To play the sound. Oro, do the thing.
What thing?
The pipe thing.
Oh.
There we go.
Like that. Anywho, let's
Sounds-
get right into it. A thread of how HuTao changed my life. A rewrite. 0 out of 300. HuTao deactivated my previous HuTao devotee account after she caught me retweeting lewd art and thirsting over other characters. HuTao, if you're reading this, I sincerely apologize. This is dedicated to you, our memento.
Ah, boy, here we go.
HuTao, through thick and thin, you were always there for me. Thank you. You've shone a bright light on my dark, dull world. You taught me to love again, to be loved. You showed me love. This thread is dedicated for you. Though words alone may not be enough to express the amount of love I harbor towards you, HuTao, I'll try my best to convey it through this thread. I previously made a 100 tweet thread about us, but I feel like that not much effort was placed into it. And the amount of errors throughout were not worthy enough for you. You deserve something better written, something that would engrave myself into you, and you into me. HuTao, this is our memento. Even if we pass on, this memento would serve its purpose of representing our love we have for one another for generations to come. As I write this thread, immense tears of pleasure begin to flow from my eyes as I think of you, of us. of our future together.
God damn, I want a man to simp over me as hard as this person simping for HuTao.
I mean, I would, but it's against my nature to simp for people, so.
Aha,
Aaron.
aha! Is it because I'm not HuTao?
Last year, my life took a turn for the better. I met someone who I fell in love with immediately, someone that would eventually change my life for the better. And that someone was you, HuTao. I remember these moments vividly. It was on the 22nd of February, 2021, when I first set my eyes upon a precious treasure. A treasure more valuable than the Holy Grail itself. Something awoken in me that very day. A sensation that was entirely new to me.
God.
It was ecstatic. I felt ecstatic. A buzzing sensation flowed throughout my entire body. At that moment, I knew we were destined by fate to be together. It was love at first sight. I stared hours upon hours at the first leaked gameplay footage that was released of HuTao. Her fluid movements, her beautiful charged attacks, followed by butterfly effects as she sprinted, was mesmerizing. Drool began to drip from my mouth as I continued staring at the gameplay footage of HuTao. When she turned around, HuTao locked eyes with me. I froze, the way she stared at me with her glazing, energetic red eyes as she twirled her staff of Homa between her fingers. Her soft fingertips with black painted nails. Those fingers. They're starting to sound more like Yoshikage Kira at this point.
You're right.
From this point, a goal spouted in my head. Obtain HuTao at any cost. Max her out. Her talents, her weapon refinements, including constellations. A goal that I would eventually fulfill. The lengths in which I'd take for HuTao shouldn't be underestimated. Some might wonder, what's so special about my wife, HuTao? What makes her the best waifu? Sit back, grab your drinks and popcorn, as I enlighten you as to how HuTao is the best thing to ever be created since the creations of the heavens and earth. Oh, I'm sorry, the havens. Though HuTao may be lacking in the boob department, she makes up for what she doesn't have in boob size with her succulent thighs and beauty. Regardless the size of her boobs. HuTao has a really soft, firm ass, though, that's actually bigger than you'd imagine till you see her completely naked. HuTao has all the qualities of an SSSSSS plus waifu. She's so precious. Her smile, unique red eyes, the shape of peach blossom flowers, lush, silk-smooth brown hair, and her amazing, enthusiastic voice. There's no a day that passes without me listening to all of HuTao's voice lines, including climbing sounds, for hours upon hours while cuddling my HuTao body pillow. HuTao has the best moans in Genshin Impact out of all the female and male characters. HuTao's moans are angelic, moans that would fill your body with pleasure while making you come like you've never before. That when your wood is completely drained and devoid of energy, after being drained by HuTao herself, would erect once more, harder than any layers of vibranium.
I came back at the worst part.
You know damn well that body pillow, like we said at the beginning, it just makes like a fucking brick noise when you drop it.
It probably fucking stands up on its own, let's be real here.
You can use it as a weapon at this point.
I hate it.
Well, you made your
hate
shit
it.
talking about HuTao.
If you yourself are having an erected penile pecker for more than 1 hour, please see a doctor.
Please see a doctor. A doctor that isn't me, mind you. I lost my license for a reason.
Yeah, Para may offer free healthcare, but it comes with a fine print.
Comes
still
with a
losing
bit
my
of a
school.
cost, you see.
I kind of woke up in a bathtub on ice, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing my left kidney. But you know what? Free healthcare.
HuTao is one of the most well-developed characters to be created in any form of medium on Earth. HuTao is the embodiment of perfection, cuteness, beauty, and pure cocaine to my blood. One aspect of HuTao I really admire is her personality. On the surface, HuTao is a prankster. She's portrayed to be a free-spirited and upbeat person. On the flip side, when it comes to her funeral business rituals and ceremonies, she takes them really seriously, following her very own principle: live in life, die in death. She can be seen in Liyue, promoting her funeral business to the local people, whether that be on bullet boards or in person, which the people of Liyue often find annoying or distasteful. Sigh, they just don't understand my wife. People die. Everyone would eventually pass away at some point in their lives, so why don't they accept HuTao's 2-for-1 funeral parlor coupon?
That's a fucking deal, though. 2 for 1?
2 for 1?
2 for 1.
Having to prepare dead people for burials while performing a magnitude of rituals can be a very task. I imagine it's tiresome for HuTao, but she never shows any degree of tiredness. When times get tough, spelled T-U-F-F, I usually tried my best to comfort HuTao, reducing her daily stress. HuTao,
God.
I'm here for you. I'm all yours. During HuTao's story reveals an event that affected her a lot. Her grandfather's passing, the 57th head of the Wangshen funeral parlor. A grand funeral was held for HuTao's granddad, which was conducted by HuTao according to his last wishes, which must have been a really difficult moment for HuTao. A loved one, a relative that she was really close with, passed away. HuTao bawled her eyes out that day. After her granddad's passing, with HuTao being only 13 at the time, HuTao would take on the role to become the director of the funeral parlor. She made arrangements herself to the highest standard, greatly impressing the undertakers. After the funeral, HuTao would then go on a 2-day journey toward the broader that separated life from death, in an attempt to try and locate the spirit of her grandfather, in which was deemed unsuccessful. In desperation, HuTao continued her search throughout the day and night, in hopes of seeing him one last time. Even when her food rations began to diminish, including her supply of water, she still continued the search, before falling asleep due to exhaustion. She'd eventually come to the conclusion that the reason for her grandfather there was that he passed over the border as soon as he arrived, leaving no regrets behind. Upon this realization, an exhausted HuTao set forth on her journey back home, a smile on her face, with the lingering thoughts of one of her grandfather's sayings: live in life, die in death, follow your heart.
This totally wasn't lifted from the wiki, by the way.
Totally. Follow your heart. Do what you can. This story almost made me cry out my heart. I felt like giving HuTao head pats and hugs, but in the end we settled for emotional sex.
What the fuck?
Settle for emotional sex.
Stop, babe. I know that your grandfather died and whatnot, and I know you're very emotional right now, but
You want a
you
bone?
want some fuck?
You want some
Okay.
You
fuck?
want a segs?
You wanna say?
Babe, stop crying. It's not turning me on enough.
It made HuTao feel like my soulmate. I was able to relate to HuTao due to my grandma passing, and HuTao was able to relate to me. She was 85.
Did you have sex after that?
She was 85 on the day of her passing, and was a really strong woman. I loved her to bits. I remember speaking to my grandma as she laid on the hospital bed. I was holding tears back, fighting to stop my voice from cracking. Though thoughts were rushing through my head. Was she going to pull through? What was the reason for her hospitalization? She was completely fine the day prior, and now this? A few hours after the video call I had with my grandma as she lay on the hospital bed, news of her passing were relayed through my mom. I lay on HuTao's lap while telling her my recollection of my grandma's passing as HuTao gently moved her hands through my hair.
I'm sorry that this person's grandmother passed away. That really does suck. But good God, this is not healthy.
No, damn well he was thinking in the back of his head, damn, I wonder if HuTao is going to be having her soul.
Which was very comforting, and damn, HuTao's laps were so soft.
Oh my God.
Another aspect of HuTao that puts together her character representation in Genshin Impact is her voice. Her Japanese voice, that is. While the Chinese, Korean, and English voice for HuTao sounds quite good, as expected of MiHoYo to hire the best of the best to voice my queen. I generally prefer HuTao's Japanese dub. It's a magnificent work of art. Thank you, Rie Takahashi, for the amazing work you've done for HuTao. You really put your life into HuTao's voiceover. For those of you who are unaware, HuTao, voiced by Rie Takahashi, is also the same voice as Megumin from Konosuba.
You know, I can see it now. Suddenly everything makes sense.
She's getting a restraining order.
Oh,
yeah.
most definitely.
This has probably put the guy who wrote this on some kind of list.
HuTao's Japanese voiceover really brings out and solidifies HuTao's personality. Her croaked singing when she sings the HuTao song is just so cute. It shines a light down on the free-spirited aspect of her personality. Even though her singing may not sound the best, it makes HuTao much more attractive and unique. HuTao, you really need to work on your singing techniques. Ha ha ha. I'm joking. Either way, I still love you though. He he he. Heart emoji.
I hate it.
What
Hit them in
the
the
fuck?
feels.
My favorite HuTao is her low HP line. When HuTao's on my team, her HP is always in the low position of the HP bar, the red portion. This is a line I constantly hear when HuTao activates her E skill on low HP. She lets out a sharp E sound. The sound she makes during that period breathes life into me, energizing my entire being after long hours of playing Genshin Impact. Some people would be wondering, how am I able to be squeezing long hours of Genshin Impact into my gaming sessions? It's simple.
It's having no life.
I spend 5 minutes on daily commissions, 10 minutes on artifact domains, and I finally spend the remaining 3 hours talking to HuTao, telling her about my day, listening about how her day went, listening to her voice lines.
I couldn't make this shit up. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I'm sad that I lack the talent to make this shit up.
HuTao's hands, her soft, delicate, warm extremities that when I grasp, they make me feel so handsome, so desired, so safe. They are perfect. HuTao's palms extend till it meets her delicate fingertips, her black painted nails signifying authority and assertiveness. Though HuTao wouldn't like me telling people this, every time she's done eating before she washes her hands, HuTao allows me to suck on her fingertips until I'm satisfied. Oh Lord!
You know, I feel violated. My fingernails are currently painted black. I'm about to go change that.
Oh no.
I feel violated.
Accidentally cosplaying HuTao real.
Oh Lord, the fingertip sucking session never fails to arouse me.
Pain Pickle.
The feel of HuTao's delicate fingers inside my mouth as I gently move my tongue in circular directions, spreading my saliva over
Girl, let
every
me lick your
single
fingies.
crevasse that lays on her finger. The taste of her black nail polish as my teeth accidentally, in air quotes, scraped bits of her fingernails.
Throw up, I swear.
I know the number of a good therapist. Do I need to send it?
We need a
That's-
group
that's too
therapy
far
session.
gone.
How much worse could it get?
Oh,
from
it
this?
gets way worse. I remember.
What'd you get?
How far in
What?
are we?
40 posts in.
Are you
Five
fucking
minutes.
kidding me?
Out of 300?
You all have Asu to blame for this.
Somebody pay me for crying out loud.
Therapy ain't cheap.
Asu, I love you, but why do you do this?
If I make it through the end of this and not, like, you know, dying on the inside, I think I can make it through anything.
When I look up at HuTao during our fingertip sucking session, she's always seems to be in a trance. Her face would be flushed red while she stared at me, drawing heavy breaths, releasing sharp moans. When she wears a skirt during these sessions, I can clearly see how turned on HuTao gets. Fluid starts soaking her panties, sliding down the side of her thigh as I aggressively increase the suction on her fingertips until she orgasms.
I'm sorry, but it has to be done. Baby girl, let me suck on your fingies.
Let me out.
So hard!
You know that song we all lift? We all cringe.
I think I made a mistake.
Was it fucking worth it?
Was it worth the
It's fine.
500?
See, if I wasn't suffering too, yes. But since I'm stuck in here with you, I hate it here.
The face she makes when she orgasms gives me a feeling of achievement.
Okay, what?
Making HuTao orgasm just by sucking on her fingertips makes me feel really proud. Even though HuTao may not be the most thickest of all the wifes when it comes to the chest size specifically, her soft, plump, succulent thighs bring out the seductive aspect of her. HuTao's boobs are petite, bouncy to the touch, really firm, the type to fit in your hand without leaving any spillage. When HuTao gets aroused, her nipples get really hard, and I mean really hard. I love sucking on them. I can't wait until HuTao starts lactating.
At least he upgraded. He's no longer sucking on the fingertips.
Not a good thing, though. It's not a good thing.
This is gonna be a bitch to edit.
All the absinthe in the world couldn't fix this.
Oh my god, I just glanced at the lower posts. It gets so much worse.
Now this is the point where most people, like 99% of people, would do this. Out of this house! Out of this house! Spirits be gone from this house.
You don't
Oh.
say.
Let's
How
just
can
keep
it
going.
get worse than
Okay.
finger sucking?
Here, let me continue. Let me cook. Let me cook. I'll be able to ditch store-bought milk and get my milk, daily calcium intake, and nutrients from HuTao's nipples instead. HuTao will also give me the most perfect boob jobs. From what I've experienced throughout my life, there's not a single lady on this planet that can give a better boob job. Even the electro god herself, Raiden Shogun boob job, pales in comparison to HuTao's. HuTao boob job perfectiveness stems from her unique top-tier boob rubbing techniques and the firmness of her petite boobs as it sandwiches my hardened cock, giving it no room to breathe as my semen gushes out, painting HuTao's face in a beautiful white color as it drips onto her chest. HuTao doesn't let it go to waste, as if it drips on the floor, HuTao uses her tongue to lick it up.
Okay, so
Let's say this represents the world of sanity, and this represents the edge of sanity, and this represents the world of insanity. You would be on Mars! You are so friggin' gone!
Oh no. Sigh. Genshin Impact has given me so many unique fetishes. From Kokomi's belly button, Ganyu's horns, Yelan's armpits, Ayaka's wet socks, Yai Miko's bathwater in fox form, Kujo Sara's underboobs, all the way to Lumine's—
No!
There is one particular fetish in particular that stands above the rest. I've a severe HuTao fetish. Every single bit of HuTao's body I crave. Her feet, hands, mouth, tongue, saliva.
No! No!
I'm going to cry!
I hate it here.
Asu paid for this.
Fuck the voice actress. I'm the one who wants a fucking restraining order at this point.
I already put him on a list of keep this man fucking away from me.
Every part of her I crave. HuTao's dash is the most unique—
What the fuck?
We get done with some of the most degenerate shit, and we immediately transition into mechanics?
You know, I know we're about to do it, but like that dash mechanic though.
I guess they decided to give you a little break from the degeneracy to talk about the mechanics. HuTao's dash is the most unique dash in Genshin Impact. It really shows the amount of effort that MiHoYo placed into creating such a divine being that goes by the name HuTao. She is one of a kind. When HuTao's dashes, she disappears for a brief moment, leaving behind a trail of reddish-yellow butterflies. Her dash is simply a refined work of art. As I said earlier, words alone cannot express my love for HuTao, but I'll have to try my utmost best to convey it through words for readers. While HuTao herself would experience the love I have for her through back-breaking, physical, stamina-draining sex.
Right back into it.
HuTao is my passion. She's the strings that keep my life together. Take away
whiplash from this.
Take away HuTao, and my life simply falls apart without any meaning. Before I met HuTao, I was lost in life. I had no idea what I wanted to do. Here we go.
The tragic backstory.
This is his villain arc.
I had no idea what I wanted to do, what I wanted to become. I had nothing that made me feel happiness. Something that gave me the drive and motivation to wake up in the morning. I had none of that until I met HuTao. Since then, things in my life have been taking a turn for the good. HuTao single-handedly made me a better person. She taught me how to love again. She taught me it's okay to show my weakness to her. HuTao told me she'd always be there for me. Words which always reassure me. I'm tearing up just thinking of HuTao and how my life would have been had I never met her. When I play Genshin Impact, every team comp, every abyss rotation, every domain run, event entry, I always bring HuTao along. I just can't bear leaving her out for one single minute. It pains my heart when I think of benching her, something I would never in my life do. I would never in my life bench you, HuTao. I can't manage to go on a day without listening through all of HuTao's voice lines while she does her idle animation and stares at me from the screen. A day without playing HuTao would be worse than spending eternity in hell. HuTao and I share a very special bond between ourselves, a bond that is stronger than my unhealthy Genshin Impact edition. A bond stronger than molecules in a diamond. A bond that cannot be broken by God. I love HuTao to bits to the point I've started worshipping her. The religion I created for myself, which is open to others that wish to follow the gospel and teachings of HuTao, is called HuTaoism.
What?
I have created a set of 10 commandments for the religion of HuTaoism.
Oh my god.
In which I religiously follow the commandments are listed below. 1. Pray to HuTao 3 times a day. 2. Do not worship any other god or goddess other than HuTao. No looking at other waifus or husbando lewds other than HuTao's. Always mouth feed HuTao every meal when possible. 5. Never say HuTao's name in vain. 6. Thou shalt not cheat on Tao. 7. Thou shalt not love another waifu apart from HuTao. 8. Remember to worship Tao, plus spread her gospel every Sunday. 9. Thou shalt not come while not in HuTao's presence.
What?
I am making every stop gesture known
No,
to
I was thinking
man.
about cosplaying
Listen, as much
HuTao.
as-
Now I'm fucking scared to.
As much as I love HuTao, this ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it, Chief. Thou shalt respect HuTao and treat her as the superior being that she is. I am half tempted to go back and read the commandments in the Chill's voice. Just to clarify though, some people may not notice, HuTao wears a really thick, long coat. A coat in which she slightly hides the true sides of HuTao's frontal and back bust. How do I know this? I've seen HuTao naked on multiple occasions as we lived together.
Bullshit!
Once you truly see HuTao's glory in her full nakedness, you drool out blood.
I'm sorry. I can't get through this in one sitting. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna take the occasional break to look at myself in the mirror and cry.